What's going on? Is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. It is 6 a.m. I'm up with the birds. Downtown Detroit, as you can see. Spirit of Detroit right here. That's Woodward behind me. All right. And then all around me, this is the city. All right. Nice and quiet. In the beginning of the morning. And as I head on my way to the office so that we can do the Millionaire Morning Show and we can get it popping for the day. But I will say that I had an opportunity to sleep on the presidential debate yesterday. We did a little bit of a watch party on after hours, and it's no way. I watched the whole thing, had conversations with my compadres, even with people that felt a little bit differently than me politically. But one thing that we all came to the conclusion of is that there's no way in hell that we can say that Biden had a good performance yesterday. Let me say that again. There's no way in hell that you can sit here and tell me that Biden had a good performance yesterday. He should be enjoying his sunset years. It reminds me of my grandfather on my father's side that passed away. You know what I'm saying? And in his last days, it was like, yeah, let's just make sure that he's comfortable and that, you know, he's not hurt or broken or in a bad space. We just want to make sure that he can live his last days out, you know, in a good mindset, comfortably. You know what I'm saying? And then we went ahead and it was what it was. It was a tough transition, but we knew that he died in peace. And I'm not saying that Biden is going to die, God forbid, because what is the worst case scenario in this? Before we actually get to the details of the debate, what is the worst case scenario in this situation? Worst case scenario is that Joe gets reelected and he is too old and he completely loses his faculties, which it already seems like, because it looked like he was struggling to stand up. It looks like it was going to be a long, hard debate for him, simply just being able to keep his eyes open, which he never really blinked, which it seemed like he never blinked. And then somehow, some way, Kamala Harris then becomes the person that is leading the nation. And the Mamala in charge would absolutely be the worst case scenario. There's no way in hell that you can sit here and tell me that that makes sense. But seriously, even people that was told by their parents that they had to vote Democrat for the rest of their life, you can't tell me that you don't have a lot of concern. You can't tell me that you're not sitting here like, it's no way that you can feel comfortable with this guy voting for him and being your president. Now, it's a lot of people that say that they're not voting. I think that that's completely asinine and ignorant, so I'm not even going to speak to that. But a few other points before we head over into the office. The first thing that I want to say is I was very skeptical of CNN. Very, very skeptical of this debate format and muting mics and all of that stuff. But I will give CNN their props because I try to be as objective as possible, even though I think that it's a liberal channel that profits off of the ignorance of the people. I think that they did an incredible job. It was a good format. It wound up working out beautifully. They asked a lot of questions. The candidates avoided some of the questions, and they didn't answer them thoroughly, in my opinion. However, CNN, they pressed the issues. They kept it fair and balanced. The mic muting actually turned out to be a good thing because they set the precedent that you wasn't going to overtalk the other person. The time was extended the way that it was supposed to, and the people was able to respond. So I want to give kudos to CNN, even though I never really stand with CNN. I want to give kudos to CNN for hosting a really, really great debate. We only need one. We don't even need two. The second thing that I want to say is Biden never really answered the question as to why he left the borders open. He never answered the question. The president doesn't need bipartisan support in order to make sure that our borders are secure. Not only that, but the Biden administration sued Greg Abbott down there in Texas, and he basically sued Texas for preventing people from coming over here illegally. And so if we can't even protect our borders, which I say this all the time, and I played it on the Millionaire Morning Show, that there is footage of Biden himself during Obama's administration saying that it's important for us to make sure that our borders is closed off in order for us to make sure that this nation is safe. And to say that there has not been a slew of violence and attacks that's happening across the nation as a result of leaving our borders open to the tune of more than probably 15 to 20 million people is crazy. And he just wouldn't answer the question. And so I'm trying to figure out, does he just completely have handlers? Is it other people that's basically running the White House to their agenda? Which obviously I believe that it is. But it's crazy how there is zero explanation as to why we left our borders open and made Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and so on and so forth, Denver, sanctuary cities. That's crazy to me. And then last but not least, I believe that it was a lot of questions that neither one of them answered because, and smartly enough, neither one of them answered. But the three things that mean the most to me is single parent households, and this is just my own personal belief, single parent households, the state of the economy, and then also, as far as this particular presidential election, also making sure that we close off our borders. Just yesterday, I did a report on the Millionaire Morning Show, and make sure y'all tune into that today, and make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Just yesterday, I did a report on the Millionaire Morning Show how a young migrant from Venezuela admittedly said that they were smuggling guns into the migrant shelters, but then they over there getting free health care, they getting free schooling, they don't even speak English, they came over to here illegally under the guise of asylum seeking, and we just letting them run roughshod, and they getting bus tickets because Texas has largely, and for a long time, been dealing with this by themselves. Texas said everybody gonna share in the pain. And so that is one of the biggest issues I think that we keep trying to ignore, that they're not covering as much as they should. Why is our borders left open? And it is true. It is absolutely true that some of the worst people came over into this country and took advantage of what was happening out here in the United States of America. Why wouldn't you support Biden when he was the one that basically, I'm on my bike right now, sorry y'all. Why wouldn't y'all support Biden if he basically let you free into this country? It just makes no sense. It makes zero sense whatsoever. But again, I thought that it was a very good showcase. At first, I didn't even think that it made sense for Trump to even participate in this debate at all. But then after I seen it happen, it turned out to be a pretty interesting showcase of the difference between the two candidates and their faculties. Another thing that we got the benefit of is being able to see what our experience was and how we experienced both presidents from 2016 to 2020 for Trump, and then from 2020 to 2024 for Biden. I will say I believe that it's a huge, stark difference between the two. It's clear. I don't know anybody that did not benefit from the Trump administration's presidency from 2016 to 2020, but it's a ton of people that say that they suffered from 2020 to 2024. So I'm curious as to what you guys think. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Again, link is in the description. And then last but not least, make sure, what up, big dog? How you feel? And then make sure y'all tune into the Millionaire Morning Show because we have some very, very awesome and dope conversations that I think is conducive. And I also believe that we are the best morning show in the world, bar none. And we continuing to grow, and I want y'all to be a part of it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to my city, Detroit, Michigan, where we headquartered, and we're going to continue to run it up. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.